So, good afternoon. My name is Dalene Allen, Executive Director of BNI Nova Scotia. What is that? That's Business Network International. And I want to introduce you to a BNI member. This is Dave Rafuse of Blended Athletics.
Thank you, Dalene. Hi.
How are you?
Good, good. How are you doing today?
Great. Sounds like you had a pretty phenomenal week, and we can't wait to talk about it. So, this is during the COVID-19 pandemic, and I have to tell you, you want Dave Rafuse on your side because he's going to give you all kinds of, but one piece of personal health advice that we could be doing to save our sanity during this time. Dave, what would it be?
That's a great question. I actually think that people just need to really keep it quite simple right now. My advice is probably not what you'd expect, and that would simply be to not be too hard on yourself at this point in time. 4, 8, 12 weeks of a non-structured fitness routine, maybe non-structured in comparison to what you normally have for a fitness routine, it's not going to change your results 5 years from now. And so if you end up having to just spend less time in the gym, obviously, because we're all closed down, and you spend more time walking in and around your neighborhood, or even doing like a different variation of fitness, such as yoga, or even just mental fitness, meditation, or breathing exercises. Like, there are so many different things out there that can help you, not just from a physical perspective, but from a mental perspective. And I think the answer to that question it needs to be relatively broad, because each and every individual is going to need something different at this time. And so not being too hard on yourself, I think, is probably my best advice that I could give someone at this time.
Oh, that's excellent. I know for myself that, the first week it was like pajamas, and then you think, okay, I want to do this. And the minute I got moving again, I find that for my mental health as well as my physical health. And so just do some form of activity, but be nice to yourself. That is such a great tip.
Yeah,
Okay.
expand off that, Dalene. I mean,
Okay.
the next step to it is recreating your habits. And one of the hardest things that especially really driven people, and the majority of people that are going to be sitting here listening to us talk, are going to be wired very similarly, and they're going to be driven individuals. And when you're a driven entrepreneur, or even like, executive in a company, the routines and the habits that you instill probably took years of practice in order to like kind of get those into place. What happened over the last month and a half of COVID has completely thrown that all out the window. And so when we kind of move into what we could consider our new normal, at least at this point in time, it's a matter of starting to build those new habits. And they don't have to be big, massive like changes in the way that you're doing life, but it needs to be an accumulation of good changes. And so, having a glass of wine at night is not going to hurt you. But if you have a glass of wine every night, and you don't sleep any night, and you eat bad food every day, and you don't drink water, like, if you accumulate too many bad habits on top of each other, then you're in trouble. But if you can start building on some like really simple good habits and just accumulate those over time, you can really kind of like build a new daily routine for yourself and have a lot of success with it.
And really now is a perfect time to start that, isn't it, Dave?
It really is. And to be honest, like, if you can instill them now, then you might even be able to take those forward and carry them into, that new normal once we kind of bypass COVID and get into a position where you've instilled these good habits permanently.
Exactly.
So it's an opportunity.
Oh, huge. And as I say, there's always an opportunity. And because it's like the world has shut us down for now, it gives us time to evaluate too, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to ask you what sets you apart from other gyms at Blended Athletics.
Well, we're not your typical gym. So when you walk into Blended, you aren't going to see rows of, different equipment and machines in place. I mean, we're quite a large gym. We'd be one of the larger gyms across Atlantic Canada at 11,000 square feet. But our platform is primarily a coaching platform. So the reason that you come to Blended isn't for the equipment or the space, although we have an amazing space and we have we have an entire floor of our gym is decked out in Alico lifting gear, which from any like Olympic weightlifter or powerlifter, that's like the premium brand that you'd want to see. But the reason people come see us is for our coaches. And yeah, that's why people come see us.
Well, and even before I met you, Dave, I know a couple of gentlemen who are members of your gym, and it's co-ed, right? It's not just for men, who are both phenomenally physically fit and also very successful entrepreneurs. And one of the things that they both said compared to other gyms was, it's like a family. And when they go in there and it's kind of like you lay the work out for them. They have a routine, but you want to go there because there's such a sense of family.
Yeah, a culture's been an important thing that we've instilled from day one. And, anyone who's run a company knows that to walk into an already established company it's really very difficult to change or instill a new culture. And so when I began to develop the plan for Blended, we opened in 2013. So as I was building out our business plan, instilling that culture early was something that was very, very important for me. And now 7 years later, there's no question that we've accomplished that through and through.
Excellent. Well, I got to tell you that the gym that I currently go to, I have to look at changing that, Dave. Somebody might say hi to me when I walk in, but it's like, I got a membership. That's what gets me in the door. Who cares? Whatever. And I'm not a person who ever loved to exercise. So having somebody that really would help me do something. I mean, if you're going to pay for a gym membership, guess what? Unless you've taken a course in it, you got to have some help. But I hate exercise. I have to tell you that. But about a year ago, I said, I have got to do more of this, and I have to do it regularly. And it got into a habit. And I got to tell you, Dave, that is what, from when COVID, it's like, what do you mean I can't go to the gym? Because for my mental health, that was what made such a huge difference. So having somebody to encourage you, let's face it, that's just all the sweeter, right?
Well, I mean, to go back to your original question on what separates us, we introduced a program into PEP that we designed a number of years back, which we call PEP, and it stands for Pursuing Excellence Through Performance. And what that entails is it more or less an accountability program that all of our members receive just as part of their membership. We use a lot of technology within the gym as well. A number of months ago, I wrote a blog on how the technology was changing the fitness industry, which you can find on our website under journals. And, a lot of people in the industry are scared that technology is going to affect it in a negative way, where actually I believe the complete opposite. I think that the technology that we have accessible to us only gives us as coaches the ability to provide people with the assistance to a whole new degree. I mean, the more data that we can bring in, the better that we can use that data in order to kind of figure out which path you as a client needs to go down. So PEP incorporates a quarterly meeting with what we call our PEP coach, and then from there they will keep track of you. So if you haven't been in the gym for 7 days, you get contacted by us. And in the last running 30 days, if you haven't been in the gym 10 times, which is our metric based off of like success, if you haven't been in the gym 10 times, then you'll be contacted. And this isn't a contacting in as like a punishment. It's a contacting in like, how can we help you? Like, you came to us for help. towards to help get you to a goal, the question really comes down to like, what can we do to better help you now?
Excellent. Now I'm going to segue because COVID-19 happened and your gym closed. And oh my God, like, look at what you've done. I think, tell us, yeah, tell us.
Well, it certainly was a pivot that we did not expect to make, and it happened so quickly. So we closed down the gym on Monday, March 16th was our last day, and we knew the week before. Like we do my senior team meets every single day at 9 a.m. for what we call a huddle, which is just our term for a meeting. And it allows us to kind of review the day's tasks and anything that came up the day before. So we began probably the Wednesday or Thursday of the prior week, planning like, what do we do if and when the gym closes? So we started building an elaborate plan on kind of trying to understand what it was and what value we provided our members and how we could continue to do that going forward. Because at the end of the day, like, it's my responsibility as a CEO. We've got 18 coaches within Blended, and many that have families, and my responsibility lies twofold. One is that I make sure that I take care of those individuals, and two is we have hundreds of members that have come and rely on us for providing them with direction with their health and fitness. What more important time could you ever imagine to be continuing to develop your own personal physical and mental health than during a global pandemic? So in the course of 48 hours, we took our entire platform virtual and online, which was overwhelming.
To say the least.
For weeks. Like it was weeks and weeks before I feel like we really kind of got our stride. But the initial 24, 48 hours, we certainly were busy. To give you a little idea and like some insights to it, what we ended up doing was we got all of our coaching team on a Zoom call like this, and we did a member lottery essentially. So we went through every single one of our members one by one, and within our platform we keep details on our members with regards to what their goals are, even important things like do they have kids or not, because especially in a scenario where you're stuck at home, if you have kids, it's a very different world that you live in right now. And so we went through them one by one, and we allocated each member to a coach that would be aligned with that member best.
Wow.
And then the platform that we use, which is called True Coach, is essentially a communication platform. And our coaches are creating customized workouts based off of each of our members' goals, space, and equipment every single day. And we have members that were coming to us originally to work out in the classic way that you'd assume that you'd be working out. And at this point in time, based on their surroundings, they are working on learning how to meditate, or like working on breathing techniques that help and are going to assist them not only from a mental perspective, but from a physical perspective as they come back into the gym. And it was a huge opportunity for those who are suffering from chronic pain. And it gives us, an extended period of time where we can essentially really work on some rehab and create a solid foundation so that when they do come back into the gym and they can get back into their routines, they will be essentially stronger than ever, and will be able to do the things that they want to do. It's really boiling it down to helping them understand their why.
So from the to the wow, look what you did. That's amazing. Now, I don't know whether you look at it this way, because I always look at opportunity. You now have developed a much bigger toolbox. And because we have things like snowstorms in Nova Scotia, is when somebody can't get in next winter because maybe we're snowed in for a day or two, you now have that program to support your clients in such an effective way. That's amazing, Dave.
Yeah, it's a service that will stay with, and we've been playing with this concept for a little while now. We just never imagined that we'd be implementing it this quickly.
But look at that. Out of lemons, you made lemonade. Amazing. Just so impressed. Yeah. So you all need to check out Blended Athletics. So why not give us a little bit more? Because I think you've even created a program while everything is shut down that they can actually still become a member. So tell us a little bit about that process, Dave.
Yeah, so becoming a member is kind of the same. I would say most of the time people were reaching out to us through email or through social media initially. But essentially now, if you go to our website, www.blendedathletics.com, you can, there's multiple areas within the website that you can basically ask for more information, and simply fill out your contact information, and we'll contact you from there. And that initial step, it's only different from the fact that it's no longer in person. So our free consults that we offer every single person that comes through our doors, we just do it through a phone call now. And, you know, ultimately, our objective of our initial meeting with potential members is to really get an understanding of whether or not, you know, we're the right fit for them. And, you know, there are times when people walk into the gym and I get to sit down with them and we're not the right fit for them. Like, we can't provide them with the service that they need in order to be successful. The only little bit of a difference, other than the fact that it's on like through a phone call now, is that it's to a specific coach. So now my objective when I'm doing a consult with someone is to make sure that they're matched with a coach that can best serve them.
Right. So you didn't know you were going to be a matchmaker too.
Well, I mean, sort of. I've always had a natural knack for it.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, because certainly who you deal with for something really as personal as your health, it's nice to have somebody that you can relate to. Yay. So I don't know about you, but I learned lots of things today. So check out Blended Athletics, Dave Rafuse. My name's Dalene Allen, Executive Director of BNI. Check out our YouTube channel, and you have a great day. And we are going to get through the coronavirus, aren't we, Dave?
We sure are. Thanks, Dalene.
Thank you.